Day was college game day. They're going to be here covering the big backyard rivalry this weekend. But, Rece, for me, I have to ask you this one question. It's just a quick comment on Coach Saban's retirement.
Oh, yeah.
And were you as surprised as the rest of us? And, and did you see any of this coming?
You know what? To be honest, I thought it might happen last year, and I've kept this very quiet. I guess since he's made a decision, it's okay now. But I'm not trying to paint myself as being in his inner circle or anything like that. But we're very friendly, and when he was out, helping us with the coverage of the national championship game in California last year, the Georgia TCU game, we talked quite a bit about what it might look like if he decided to go on television. And I thought he was really considering it. Then he didn't do it. And they had a really good team built the season, and I thought they were a year away and probably in position, and especially had everyone stayed to be better this upcoming season. So after he didn't do it last year, and there have been a few other occasions over the last few years where he kind of toyed with it and talked about it, I thought, well, he's just not going to do it. He's not ever going to do it.
Right.
And and then got the word, and then some people reached out and said, hey, why don't you come over here and do the interview? He'd rather do that than the press conference, and at that time, and so I did. And it was, it was pretty fascinating interview and pretty.
It was good too, by the way. Great interview.
Yeah. Thank you. But the moment that really hammered it home that wow, this is real. As I walked back before we were going to do the interview, I walked back in the football building to his office, and he was in the conference room beside his office. And as I walked into his office, it was virtually empty already. Now, remember, this was like 12 hours after he had announced to the team that he was going. So, I mean, once they did it, it got into motion and took off. But to answer your question, and I should have been more brief, I was surprised because when he hadn't done it, last year and really a few years prior to that, I thought I understand he's toying with it and he'd be great on television. But I just didn't know that he could bring himself to do it. And I think what he said was he had the two speeches in front of him that he was looking over 5 minutes before the meeting. The one, was sort of the routine. Here's what the offseason is going to look like. Right. And the other was like, I'm stepping down. Wow. I thought that was pretty telling too. And I did, to be clear, I don't think he was vacillating. I think he had sort of come to a point where he thought it was the thing to do. Yeah. But I think he was holding out. He sort of had that safety net of, what if I step in front of the team and think, I just can't do this? Then I'm going to go with the off-season plan.
I mean,